Hello, all the kings, men. Welcome to another Friday assessment. Yes. You might be wondering why I got this smile on my face. It's because I'm excited because you pressed through for another week. You pressed through, said, I am going to press. I am going to do this self-assessment. Yes, that's why we call this thing the Friday assessment, because we got men who want to be better. We got men who's trying to find out, how do I dig in? How do I look at myself? How do I press through? And I press toward destiny. I press toward the best me. Yes. You got to look and say, you know what? I got to become the best me in order that I can provide the best of me to this world, to my family, to my children, to my God. Oh my God, all the King's men, I thank you for joining in this Friday. I believe this Friday is going to be something that's totally awesome, because we're going to talk about responsibility today. We're going to talk about responsibility. Why is that so important? Because when you assess, do you realize that you're actually taking responsibility for your actions? Why? Because often in our shortcomings, often in areas that we're not succeeding in, what we want to do, we want to blame somebody else. You want to play what they call the blame game. You want to do what they call make excuses. You got to remember, nobody may have never told you this, but excuses are man-made. Excuses are nothing but to say, you know what? I'm going to blame somebody else because I got to make myself feel better. I got to make myself feel better for where I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Look, you just got to say, yes, it did not happen for whatever reason, but you know what? I failed, or they failed. And you know what? We are going to make this thing right. So look at the areas in your life that you're not having success in. Look at the area that you're having success in. Let's try to replicate those areas. But do not at all cost cast the responsibility on someone else. Say, you know what? I am going to take the responsibility for the things that are not going right in my life. Why? Why is that so important? Because it makes you a responsible citizen, not only in this earth, but a responsible citizen in the kingdom of God. Why? Because responsibility is critical. Responsibility is critical. Why? Because it's critical to who you are to become. It's critical to who you are today, and it's critical who you are going to be tomorrow. Why is that so important? Because you have not become who you are to become yet. Yes. I said it. I know it might sound like, man, what in the world is he talking about? Yes, you are still becoming. You have not yet become who God has destined for you to become. You would never stop becoming that person until the day you shut your eyes, until the day you take your last breath on this earth. That's why responsibility is so important, meaning that, you know what? I am going to be responsible. I am going to take ownership for my life. So many people, we still today, I'm blaming this person, I'm blaming this man, I'm blaming this relationship, I'm blaming this. How about you say, you know what? I'm going to take responsibility. I was the one that I could have made a decision, but often we want to get in our feelings, and it feels good to blame somebody else. It feels good to say, man, I did everything right. No. Look, think about this. You can do 99% right, but guess what? That means that left you 1%. Even if you do 99.9% right, that still left you a 0.1%, meaning that there was still room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. That's why it's important to take responsibility, to do the Friday assessment, do this self-assessment. Saying, self, where are you falling short? Self, why are you not experiencing success in these areas in your life? And sometimes you got to really dig deep, because you might be, look, I'm doing everything. Everything is actually, it's working. But let's see if we can start to make some fine tuning, some fine adjustments. Why? Because we can often get satisfied with the progress. But how about we continue to press? Why? What happens when you continue to press? You challenge yourself. Because people are like, oh, I'm doing good. Everything is going well. Okay, well, how about let's kick it up a notch? How can you be better? You taking responsibility when you say, how can I be better? Why? Because we all can be better. We all can be better. None of us are doing all the things right. None of us are doing all the things at the top of our ability. That's always room for improvement. So what happens in the Friday assessment? You said self. Where are you not giving your all? Self, you know where you're not giving your all. Self, you know what you're supposed to be doing. But you blamed it on, I don't have time. You blamed it on they're taking too long. You blamed it on every time they do this, they do this. Well, you know what? Take your time back. Look, what I learned is that in relationship, think about it, in relationship, you said, I don't have time. Or somebody asks you to do something, or you need to do something to be better. You say, I don't have time. Do you know something about time? You make time for things that you believe are important to you. That's the thing about responsibility. You start to say, okay, I can move this. I really don't need to be doing this. Oh my, look, that's what I went to this conference the other week and I learned something about meetings. It said you're inviting all these 25 people, but maybe only 10 people are critical to the decision making. It said that meetings just should always be moving the business forward. That's what the Friday assessment, you taking responsibility for your life, and you said, I should always be moving forward in this life. I should always be growing in this life. Some of you may not desire to grow. Well, then I don't believe this is for you. But if you desire to grow, if you desire to challenge yourself, then stay on here. Continue to watch. Continue. Because we're going to push you to press to be the best you, to be the man of God that God has called you to be. Because know that God is calling and you have a responsibility to respond. All the King's men, I thank you for joining in this Friday. I thank you for joining in the Friday assessment, because I'm praying for you that the best you would come forward, and I know it's coming. Why? Because you're going to take responsibility after today. You're going to take responsibility and say, you know what? I'm not putting the blame on nobody else. I am going to point to me today, and I am going to take my life back, take responsibility for the things that are happening in my life and around me. All the King's men, I thank you for joining in. I pray that you have a blessed day, blessed weekend, and a blessed week to come. All the King's men, till next time, be blessed.